morning. My name is Cal Casey. I'm the lead information officer with the Alaska Interagency Incident Management Team. It's Tuesday, July 27th, and we have a new feature for you called Live Breaking It Down. I have with us Incident Commander Norm McDonald.
Good morning. My name is Norm McDonald, Incident Commander with the Alaska team. Talking a little bit here about our last few days. We did a transition with 3 teams. We had Oregon Department of Forestry Team 1, PNW 2, and the Fire Marshal team. We spent the last 72 hours collecting information, getting operational cadence, making sure when we took over this morning at 0600, we have a good plan in place, which we do. Our firefighters are in good spots, doing good work, continuing the messaging to the public, and work with our cooperators. So we had an excellent handoff, and as of again this morning 0600, we've had operational control of this incident.
And we want to let you know that the containment is at 53%, 2,100 people working on the fire. The evacuation levels did change, but we do want to acknowledge that we do know 189 homes between the 2 counties are still under level 3. We will continue this live feed until you are all down to level 2. And for the folks in level 2 and level 1, we are working very hard to get those reduced as well. We know that that's a concern. As long as there's evacuation levels, we're going to bring you this feature. Please leave your questions for us here. We will respond to them throughout the day. It'll help us tomorrow as we build this feature to answer your questions. And how's that, with the 3 teams, sometimes people think it's going to be clunky. We have a lot of relationships, right? The Alaska team and Pacific Northwest team 2 have worked together many times over the years. We've worked a lot with the Oregon State Fire Marshals, with ODF. So it's much more like a kind of friends sharing of information rather than new people meeting new people.
It is, yeah. We have a lot of relationships and working arrangements with PNW and ODF. So yeah, the transition was very smooth. That's something we do all over the country. It's just another example of when we talk at these national programs, how we're designed and how we go about our work.
We know we're impacting Bly and Paisley with these big fire camps, and we have one up at ZX Ranch. We know that there's one store in Bly, and we really want to, as a team, make sure that folks in Bly know that we're there for a reason, we're there to do the job.
Yeah, we have, so our profile here for the next few days anyways is we'll have 1,000 firefighters in our camp in Bly. We've got about 900 up in Paisley, and then up in ZX, or that Silver Lake area, we've got 650. The intent is over the next few days to get more people to that ZX camp area. That's where the activity is in that north end. That's where most of the work is going to take place. Key firefighter will remain in all camps, but we'll start shifting people to the north as we get resources freed up. And we have the facilities in there to support them. So that's our mission the next few days, is to build up that ZX spike camp and start transitioning some more firefighters up to the north from there, where they could, one, be closer to the fire, reduce some driving time, get some more hours worked on that piece of line, and just get more focus on that last sectional line where we really have some concerns.
And we also have additional National Guard that'll be moving in. So you're going to see a lot of vehicle traffic. The Guard is bringing 6 hand crews to help containment on the east flank above Paisley and Summer Lake and Silver Lake. So that's great news, but it is additional traffic. And we ask everybody to please, when you see fire personnel in your neighborhood or on the roads, one of our biggest hazards in firefighting is actually driving. Really long days, there's a night shift out there, and will the night shift stay on?
Yeah, we'll continue night shift throughout this incident. That's where we get a lot of our really good work done. That's the conditions cool, we get some moderating weather. They've been very productive in the evening, so we'll continue that shift. I just want to go back to the National Guard topic again. That is an additional 6 crews, and we can use the help here. Nationally, there's a shortage of resources. We're competing with fires all over the western states for resources. So getting the Oregon National Guard in here is a huge boost for us. They're going to be in that Bly area to start with, and they provide some really good work. We've worked with that group over the last couple of summers that we've been down here helping out in Oregon. Really looking forward to getting those guys out in the field, and again, let's free up some of our resources to move that north end where we have those containment issues we're trying to battle today in the next couple of days.
Great, thanks. So please leave your questions for the Incident Commander here. We're going to let Norm get back to meetings. He has a busy schedule, but we always appreciate when we can carve out time. We surprised you with the live feed. We did not make a big deal of it because we wanted just to let you know that we're here, we're going to be here. So we'll do 6 more mornings of this, and we really appreciate Norm starting us off. And then next we have Stefan Meyers from the Oregon State Fire Marshal, and we'll discuss some topics. Thanks, Norm.
Thanks, Cal.
Appreciate it. The Incident Commander schedule, by the way, starts very early in the morning and goes till late. So we really want you to ask questions of Norm. If you have specific questions, we'll get back to Norm and get back to you. That's what this forum is for. Thanks, Norm. Stefan? Hey. So Stefan and I have been working together on and off for 4 years now, I believe.
Yeah, at least.
And Stefan, tell us about your agency and yourself.
Yeah, so I'm with the Oregon State Fire Marshal's office. Our group comes together with an incident management team that gets engaged with fires once the local resources are dealing with any really hazard that is so large that it outruns the resources of that local area. So then the governor enacts a conflagration act that then allows departments from all over the state to get involved and support that effort. So I'm a part of the incident management team. We support the firefighters on the ground that are helping to protect structures and lives.
And so over the years, the Type 1 teams often work with the marshals because that's where the most intensity of fire is, the most likelihood to have fast fire movement, and it's during those fast flame fronts when we lose most of our structures. A lot of us Alaskans, unfortunately, live in the black, what we call the black. And that's, my town in Willow has burned twice in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
The marshals then help with assessments too, correct?
Yeah, so once the fires can move through, and in this one we had some extreme fire behavior, right? So this was a really challenging fire for anybody that lives in the area. They definitely experienced that. Unfortunately, we were able to, fortunately we finished our damage assessment, which is part of our delegation. So when we are coming to a community, part of our commitment is that we're going to let you know what the impact of that fire was on residents. In this case, we were able to complete some of that work. We do expect the numbers will go up, but right now we're sitting at 161 homes, unfortunately, that were lost. In addition, I know 346 vehicles were lost. And then, there's also homes that were damaged. So we want to recognize that this has a huge impact on the community. These are people's places where they felt safe in their homes. So this is not a small thing at all.
And will the numbers change at all? I know it takes a while to get their assessments, whether it's in my town or here. They take time because there's, first of all, there's safety issues of getting in. Getting assessors into an area takes time. Trees that are fire weakened can fall, power lines might be down, propane tanks might have vented, the structure itself might have been toxic, so that took some time, right? Will there be additional numbers?
Yeah, it's a great point. Safety is the #1 concern. So whether it's for firefighters or surveyors, we want to make sure that they're safe. And in this case, we do expect, as we're working through a 400,000 acre footprint, that there's going to be additional structures that we may find, and those numbers may go up.
And let's talk about, there were a lot of saves too, and just like where I live, sure we lose homes, it's 8 hours when the flame front was unstoppable, and it's life or death, literally, for the firefighters.
Yeah.
But then, even on the edges of that, there were saves up in Alaska, and there were probably many saves here.
Yeah. I mean, when we came to be a part of this, I mean, there's a lot of task forces and fire departments from all over the state, actually over 100 fire departments that have worked here on the Bootleg fire. And I really want to recognize their efforts because in prepping structures, in protecting also critical infrastructure, so we also need to think about utilities, landmarks, all those things that are part of Oregonians' history here are things that we were working to protect. And I know at least 100 homes that were saved from the direct efforts of our firefighters. So I'm really proud of those efforts that made sure that somebody had a place to go home to.
And we always remind the public that one of the best gifts you can give firefighters is defensible space, especially in those periods of intensity. If there's enough room around your house, or if there's a large field nearby that's safe for them to work out of, it's just a life or death situation often. We cannot put ourselves into a situation where we're losing our lives to protect a home.
Yeah.
We've all agreed on that for a long time now, that there's no life that's worth the structure, but that defensible space, I mean, it must be the difference for the crews between whether they think I can do this or not.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up. Defensible space is not only about saving your home, it's about protecting firefighters. So when you can create that space around your home where there's not fuels, think of 1,000 matches being thrown at your home, and are they gonna have a place to find ignition and start a fire? If you've done the work in clearing gutters and having non-flammable landscaping near your home, you've helped firefighters, you've helped your home in being defensible so that those ignition sources won't find a place to start.
Excellent. And Alan, who's working the camera, any questions from the audience? Okay, great. So This is a new feature, we surprised you with it. Tomorrow we'll come back about 8:30 a.m., 6 more days, so now you can time yourself in the morning, jump online, ask us questions. We're here to serve you. We have public information officers on the road from the Paisley camp up to Silver Lake and Summer Lake, down the road to Lakeview and over to Bly, and then from the command post here in Klamath Falls, we go out to Beatty. The only reason the command post is here in Klamath Falls is because public schools are back in session, and incident management teams with all the different sections, finance section and logistics section, take up a lot of room. The Klamath Community College has been very gracious to let us occupy this building. There will be a lot of suppression to do on this fire, we're only at 53% contained, but there'll also be a lot of repair. So there will be firefighters and suppression equipment in this area for a long time. There's going to be weeks and weeks and weeks of repair. And in fact, one interesting fact is we can't necessarily start repair until we're done with suppression because of the resource shortage in the West. We do have contracted loggers and the Green Diamond folks and a lot of people helping us. That really makes a big difference. But those same pieces of equipment, the feller bunchers, the skid steers, the excavators, they'll be used to fix all the dozer lines and roads. So we'll have a footprint here for a while. Make sure you leave your questions for us. And we thank you so much, and thank you, Stefan, for joining us.
Okay.